at least. Indeed we are. Just wait until that comes up on my thing. We should be ready to go. There we are, right. So, yeah, welcome everybody and welcome back to the Gavra Racing Super League here, sorry. We are here in Hungary for a very wet quali, and it looks to be one of those qualies where it's just a mixed match of inters and wets here. It's going to be an interesting one. Interesting race in terms of strategy as well. This is what this is made for. I am joined once again by...
Keanu Reeves.
Hello Keanu, how are you doing?
In all seriousness, Cypher I-77 here as per usual. And yes,
Yeah, this is a good track when you can keep off of those track limits and especially hook a really good lap together in quali. We saw a few incidents yesterday around this track in the Premier Series. And in terms of strategy, Simon, it's one of those ones that's really difficult just to predict the strategy. It's looking like now, since we've got a wet quali, it would have really been a mix between the soft to hard or a medium to hard. A soft to hard, from what me and Evan noticed yesterday when we were commentating on the Premier Series, was that the soft to hard is really, really difficult to do unless you have really good tyre management. The softs seem to wear out. The game apparently says they go about 7 laps, but in-game the drivers were losing a lot of speed and a lot of grip around after 4 laps around this track. So it's looking like for most drivers, I believe it's going to be a medium to hard for this one.
Indeed. We do have one new driver in the Racing Points this week, which will be Dan Schneider's teammate, Gregsta, I believe. I forget who he's replacing, though. Oh, he's replacing It's Jax, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, we've got someone in the Natty's in the Haas as well, actually. I believe he's replacing MQD. Who did you say was? Oh, Gregsta. Yeah, Gregsta. Gregsta from the Weekend League and also from the Academy as well in Gregsta. So we'll have to see how he gets on here in the Super League. But at the moment, we've got a sort of a mix of drivers. The fastest lap has actually been done on the intermediates by Dan Schneider, 129.5. Shankster in second, a 130.0, sorry. Then Dutchy in third with a 130.1. Piero in fourth with a 130.1. Then Joe in fifth with a 130.4. And got quite a few people in the chat here. Welcome, everyone. RC8 says, welcome guys, so happy to support this community. Cheers RC8 in the chat there. But pretty much a full wet quality aside from that. But as you can see, it's sort of a mix between the inters and the wets at the moment in terms of which one is the quicker tyre.
Indeed, and not only that, but generally what lines to take around here, obviously, the curbs are pretty, how you say, deadly around here.
Deadly. Yeah, they can be, especially if we come up now. If we just surround on board with Joe here as he's coming up towards turn 4. That fast left-hander isn't so fast in the wet, though, as he runs a bit wide, but manages to get the exit nicely. So this curb on the inside here is the deadly one. Get any of the 2 wheels on that curb there, and the car likes to step out from under you very, very easily. Especially towards the end of the track as well. Those hairpins, if you get on the inside curbs a little bit, you can also lose the car quite easily as well. Not great that we're in the wet, isn't really helping us out too much, helping the drivers out too much anyway, especially in the track limits. We saw a lot of people invalidating yesterday in the Premier Series, but at the moment it pretty much looks like quite a lot of the Super League drivers already are putting in some decent times without invalidating.
Perhaps, and we have Antelope across the line here. Not an improved lap, but one thing this does do, especially considering setup sake, I believe we still run on Park Ferme, don't we?
I'm trying to think whether we do or not. Do we run on Park Ferme?
I'm convinced we do.
So when you checking the settings, no, there isn't, is there? Let me have a look in the thing. Let me have a look on. Anyway, carry on as we were. But yeah, but I think you were saying though about this sort of they're not going to be able to switch from the sort of wet setups to the dry setups, which obviously the wet setups will be running a lot more in terms of downforce and a sort of their differential on and off throttle differential will probably be around 50. Looking at what most drivers do. Dutchy has gone 7/10 quicker. He's put in a 28.8 there. What a lap from Play Dutchy.
Yeah, it's just once you start getting a lot more used to the track, you can start to push in certain sectors of the track. Just go on board Jojo, also having a bit of moment. Everyone's sort of just trying to find the limits of this wet, partially full wet track.
It does seem like that the track is sort of evolving as we are watching here. As sort of you can see everyone now is sort of moving into the intermediates. So I think it's sort of the track is starting to dry up now, especially as more cars are going around the track, moving that water out of the way. It's allowing the drivers to put in a lot of quicker times. We can see here Play Dutchy. Almost 2 seconds. I mean, well, he is, yeah, about 2 seconds ahead of Shankster. So, as we can see, a lot of drivers coming out here on the inters, and just getting ready now
we
to
have a racing point around.
Is it Gregster in the wet? It is. It's Gregster on the wet tires.
Thankfully, Adam was just behind him. He's also hasn't had a good lap in yet, so he might have invalidated his time. As Adam is also in front of the Alpha Tauri of Dutchy, I believe, as well.
Park Firma is actually off. It's Dutchy got on the Astro on the exit of the final corner, and he almost span out there actually. As here comes Toussaint through the he's just coming through the right hander there of what is turn 5, down into turns 6 and 7 here of the chicanes, and he's gonna come through now through turns 8 and 9. Wants to try and keep the car pretty much in 4th gear. You can use a lot of that curb on the outside actually. The game allows you to use quite a lot of that on the exit. Pretty much, usually in the dry, that's flat out through there. I think that's what, turn 11, I think? Yeah, turn 11. This is down into turn 12. One of the main braking zones here, turn 12. I see a lot of people sending it down the inside of there since it carries so much speed out of turn 11, 10 and 11. Round the final few hairpins, and to finish off the lap. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I could have swore we were on Park Ferme, but in that case, the drivers will have a change of setup for this and the race. Interestingly, though, the one driver still carrying out there on wets in the top 10 is Joe. So he's probably thinking that he can put in a better time on the wet tires.
Maybe he does.
Before you also doing his lap on wet tires, moved up to 12th there.
Donjeep also out on the wet tires.
Oh, Holland actually went purple through Sector 2.
So let's have a look here. As Holland is to be on a quick lap at the moment as he comes through the final 2 hairpins.
It's going to be a very close lap. You can put it all together. Final corner seeming like it takes an eternity. Down the straight. Well, it only goes up to 10th though, despite putting in a purple Sector 2.
He did improve by 1.3 seconds, but not enough to move him up into the top 10 at the moment. Joe here coming around the final few corners, losing the rear a little bit. I think those wet tyres just don't seem to be doing the justice anymore as what they were earlier. Shankster to the line, he's going to improve on his time. He does, goes ahead of Jojo just by about 500ths there, as Dutchy's still on pole position at the moment. Piero, his teammate, closely behind him in 2nd. At him, all the way down in 9th here, Cyphernight.
Yeah, it hasn't been a decent stretch of success from Monaco to Britain for Adam, but you know, it is a wet qualifying, so we are to expect a bit of a change up. Joe currently on his time on the wet tires, so we'll see if he improves. Oh, as he runs very wide. Also, a bit of a shout out to Thunder, currently in the Renault, sitting in the top 10 as we speak, as Mares sets the new fastest time of a 1:28.81.
It's a good lap there from the Ferrari driver. Good lap, a good qualifying from Thunder. It's only his teammate that's picked up the 1 point for the Renault team, and that was out in Monaco. But these drivers will be looking to see if they can get some more points here. Thunder's been pushed a little bit outside the top, just outside the top 10. There's a few people moving up into Piero, actually beating Mares' time. So it looks like the intermediates just becoming the better choice of tyre here. Let's see actually if any of these guys on the wets are improving. Don Regib is off the track. See if Joe's going to be able to improve. I don't think he did on those wet tyres. They just don't seem to be the right option at the moment.
I think a bit of miscommunication there between Dawn and Antelope, and I believe, but
it's a lot of people.
Both of them are kind of wondering when the others are going to go.
There's a lot of traffic in that final sector.
Oh, even Adam is backed off as well.
Ooh, Thunder's retired, so he... Oh, Joe's...
Oh, and Joe...
Yeah, Joe's
also hit the wall.
And he's on a half spin. He's lost it there down at the... What is that? The exit of turn 3, that is. So... There's a little bit there.
More we have a Haas, actually. I think that's X-Natty G. Also had a bit of an incident there. He hasn't set a time yet. His qualifying is pretty much over for him. Holland across the line jumps up to 6th place at the last minute.
Yeah, it's Holland. Good lap from him as he moves himself up 4 tenths behind Toussaint.
Piero was not able to get across the line to start a new lap.
No, so Piero will stay in pole position for the moment unless anyone else can beat him. He's got Dan Schneider out on a lap at the moment. He's just coming through sector 2 now, through the S's at the top of the track. Toussaint and Holland not being able to improve as well. Play Dutchy's gone fastest in the middle sector. Let's have a look here and see whether Dutchy's going to stick it on pole, as he's going to come through the final hairpin here, as I believe that is turn 14, I believe, yeah, as he comes around to the final thing now, and he goes across the line, beats his teammate by 100th, puts himself in pole position. Dan Schneider, I don't think he's improving. No, he comes into the pit. Must be careful he doesn't hit that concrete pillar of the advertising board that Cryptek did.
Regib is also about it. His lap. Mares not going
Mares not being able to go quick enough. Jojo Power not being able to go quick enough as well. Here comes Atom Grin round the final corner. Is he going to be able to improve and get himself back up there where he's been so many times this season? No, he can't. And he qualifies outside the top 10, Siphon. That's really strange from Atom.
Jojo not able to qualify. Last one would be Joe, who's already retired. AB Tekker is unable to move further than 15th as well. And yeah, there you have it.
I believe, I'm not making excuses for Atom, but I believe Atom, round about 3 races in, did actually switch to a wheel because his wheel came later than he expected. So, could be a reason why he hasn't been up to the performances he has been lately, just trying to get back up to speed, or maybe he's just not used to it in the wet yet, or maybe he just couldn't get a lap together. We don't know, but it's Play Dutchy on pole position, Piero in 2nd, Dan Schneider in 3rd, Mares in 4th, Toussaint in 5th, Holland in 6th, Shankster in 7th, Jojo Power in 8th, Joe in 9th, Thunder in 10th, Atom Grin in 11th, Gregson in 12th, Antelope in 13th, Before You Die in 14th, Tekker's in 15th, Don Regib in 16th, and Natty at the back of the pack there in 17th, who did not set a time in that qualifying session.
Oh yes. Now on to the race grid. Let's see if it's dry as predicted.
Well, actually, shout out to... Is that the latest one there? Oh, it is, sorry. Yeah, RC8, thank you for being subbed at Tier 1 for 5 months. And for a lovely message to go along with it as well. Always to see you supporting the channel. Let's have a look here and see who else as well. A couple of new followers as well. 30 people watching. Thanks to everyone here in the chat as well. What's being said in the chat here? Let's have a look. There's a few people. I saw something from Thunder saying Tiger. Oh no, Quick Tech just saying that. Yeah, I'll see. Welcome to the club, mate. He's also in mine as well, mate. So. Charles Leclerc in the chat saying the last to first for Natty. Sorry, Peter, I didn't see your message. Said, "Yo, Tiger, how are you?" I'm doing great, Peter. Thanks. I'm still annoyed I can't get all my lovely graphics working and whatnot, but I'm trying my best. It's just not working for me at the moment. Too much lag, too much latency at the moment. So I'm going to try and see if I can get it sorted. But let's see what everyone's started on. Is it everybody on the mediums? Pretty much mediums are hard. One person's gone to the softs. That's Joe is on the softs. Interesting there. Is he going to try and make a soft to hard work? We'll have to see whether he's able to. And everyone else, hards or mediums. And that is the preferred strategy around this track. Yeah, Cryptech, I did tell Joe before the race, I did say, just please do not go for a soft to hard, but he's completely gone against my word whatsoever, so you know, clearly he doesn't listen to me. But no, it's going to be Play Dutchy gonna lead the pack here on the formation lap. And Saturday night we had I believe it was one full safety car yesterday and one virtual safety car. So we Super League, we haven't seen many safety cars, I mean, in general, really. So hopefully we should have a nice clean race here, and maybe we see a couple of incidents into turns 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I don't know why you'd want to, but so yeah, interesting that both the AlphaTauri start on the front row. Both the Mercedes kind of split down the middle of the grid. And of course, the Racing Point of Dan Snyder always looking to make hay for the top runners. A few previous front runners a little bit further down the back of the grid, but it should all still play out nonetheless. Yeah, put your best guesses in the chat as to who is going to take home the gold here in Hungary. It's going to be quite an experience for a lot of these guys. 35 laps, one of the longest race lap-wise on the calendar. And we are ready.
I'll let you do the start.
The lights are up. And away they go. Play Dutchy gets a really good start from Pierre, although Pierre does really well to go alongside him as they head down to turn 1. The ERS is deployed at its maximum as they head down to turn 1. Ooh, the Williams of Antelopin.
Sorry, the McLaren of Joe, I think that was just setting it down the inside about 1 million people here. But here goes Haas of Giorgio there trying to go wheel to wheel, but a brilliant. But Pierre almost got the jump on Play Dutchy there off the start.
Joe losing out quite a lot there, even though he started on the soft tires. In the back, they go roughly 3 wide momentarily there. That's Tekker's running wide. And that's Adam Green.
Wait, Adam's all the way at the back. What happened to him?
I'm not too sure, but he has fallen all the way back at the pack. He's just ahead of him before you die. I believe he has front wing damage.
And yeah, let's have a look and see if we can get a glimpse of that there. I'm not sure what happened to Atom there. Must have got caught up in some of the midfield pack off of that start, but pretty clean so far off of the start. Not many changes in terms of position. Natty up 5 positions actually. He's gone wheel to wheel at the moment of Antelopin. Is Natty going to go round the outside, squeeze Antelopin to the inside? He's had a half spin on that inside curb. In the end, Natty managing to get past up 5 positions already off the start. Greg struck 2 positions as
as Adam is pitting.
Is Adam into the pits? Has he got wing damage? I can't tell actually whether he's got any wing damage from what I can see. As oh yes, he's coming in for a wing change. He must do wing damage there for Atengrin. And at the moment, not much in terms of position change. Everyone keeping it pretty clean off the start. Dan Schneider actually getting the move on Piero. Here goes Dan Schneider for the lead of the race. And
no, don't worry about
sorry,
that.
it was a
That's just
timing
the graphics.
thing. Ignore me. So it said Dan Schneider was in first there. That was weird, but yeah, Dutchy's still leading over his teammate Piero in second. And Cryptek in the chat saying, Atengrin went into the back of Before You Die apparently off of the start. That's what's happened there. That's why
no, the Haas of Jojo Power is around. Be careful coming back on the track.
Oh, he needs to be careful there. Managing to get in a somewhat safe position.
I think he has a bit of front wing damage though.
Yeah, he almost crashed into quite a lot of the cars there, but here goes. So we can get a view here of anyone in the battle. It seems to be quite close here between Thunder, Natty and Don Rajib at the moment.
Oh, Joe is in the pits now too.
As,
I think he has front wing damage.
Has he got front wing damage? Maybe will he be coming in for a set of mediums? It probably will be a set of mediums for him. Yeah, it is a set of mediums, so he's pretty much on the same strategy now as everyone else. So he's going to get that front wing change. And he's going to come out towards the back of the pack. A safety car would really help him out here in this race. But if we have a look here now, as there's a battle here between Holland and Shankster for 6th position at the moment. Them two sticking really close. Shankster up behind Holland at the moment. But that battle for the lower end of the point still going on here between Thunder, Natty and Don Rajib.
Natty from the back of the grid up into 10th place as it stands. So in the points, for now, Don Rajib, who also started back there, he's made up quite a few spots.
So yeah, Don Rajib up into 11th place. Natty from the back of the grid moves up into 10th place there. And he's had a really good start actually. Shankster just sticking behind Holland still at the moment. The battle for what this is 6th place, sorry. And the battle for the lower end of the points is still going on between Thunder, Natty and Don Rajib. Remember, DRS will be activated at the end of this lap. 2 DRS zones, one on the main straight, one between turn 1 and 3. That one there really just to help the drivers overtake if they can't get the move done. As Toussaint getting very close there to the back of Dan Schneider. Will we see any overtakes from behind? Here goes Natty looking for the move now down the inside of Thunder into turn 1. Can he get the move done? Toussaint going to go down the inside of Dan Schneider. Toussaint go around the outside of Dan Schneider, gets the move done. He's now going to catch up to this front pack here. But Natty now wheel to wheel with Thunder once again. Natty going to go on the outside around the curb. Here goes Don Rajib. Going to go wheel to wheel with Thunder into turn 4. Gets the move done. Brilliant move there by Don Rajib.
Meanwhile, whilst that is happening, Shankster and Holland have actually caught up a little bit to Dan while they were battling there a little bit. So some people making the mediums work quite a bit. It's Natty working especially hard on those hard tires.
Yeah, Natty making those hard turns work. He'll be able to go a lot longer into this race compared to everyone else around him, as he's already up into 9th place in a good position here in this race already after that good start that he had. But now it's actually pretty much a battle for 4th here. We've got Toussaint, Dan Schneider, Holland and Shankster all within a second of each other. Here goes Shankster. I think he's going to be looking for a move on Holland into turn 1. He's going to take it to the inside. The Williams diving it down the inside. Oh, Shankster's in a spin and he's on the grass. Just too much down the inside. I think he just went a little bit too late there into the braking zone. Natty and Don Rajib now in a bit of a battle. Gregster actually getting past Shankster because of that half spin. And Gregster up into 7th place on the race point. He's not doing too bad here, Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, Antelopen just made a move on Thunder for 11th. So yeah, while that was happening with Shankster, Don Rajib did make a move. Ooh, as Thunder got back ahead of Antelopen. So Rhino putting up a fierce fight as Before You, also trying to get into the mix. So despite not being a keen track for overtaking, everyone's certainly trying their hardest.
Yeah, the Renault drivers will definitely be looking to see if they can secure a few more points this season. As Antelopen runs very wide, and he's hit the wall. There's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, I think that was just a bit of a tank slapper turning into a really bad situation, but that is the Williams in the wall. Very unfortunate, because he was running quite well after a bit of a draggy start. But virtual safety car is out. Don't think anyone will decide to pit here.
No, I don't think they will. I think everyone really wanted to move those mediums out as best they can. Won't really want to go on to the hards here, as that really can sort of impact the rest of the race, as they'll really be struggling towards the end for the grip and the speed within the tyres. Couldn't get my words out there, but here we go, back under green flag racing again. That virtual safety car just opening the gaps out a little bit here, Cyphernet, between everyone. So everyone got a decent enough gap between each other. Holland and Dan Schneider still pretty close here, as Thunder and Before You Die also still pretty close as well.
Indeed. But with everyone in the top 10, excluding Natty, on the medium tires, you should likely expect pit stops perhaps around lap 16, roughly to 20, I believe, to where it will be roughly a one-stop. We could see some surprises. Oh, as we have an AlphaTauri around, that is Piero.
It's Piero! Piero's round! And Piero's offered some big points here. He's won the last 2 races, Piero. He's been on flying form at the moment. He's lost it in the second to last chicane. And that is huge for Piero. I'm not sure what's actually happened there, Simon. Did he just lose it on the inside, or has he made contact?
Yeah, he just lost it. I think the curb kind of pulled the tire in and he couldn't save it. Thankfully, though, missed contact with Mares as he was just kind of coming by. But yeah, this puts Mares into second place, Toussaint now into third. Piero now at the back of this small group. Oh, is Holland very close to getting it wrong.
So yeah, Holland almost getting onto the curb there. As I said before, don't want to get onto that. I don't want to get onto the curb there, otherwise you lose the car.
Oh, we have a Renault Jojo around.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Jojo and Tekkers made contact.
They must have gone wheel to wheel through turn 4. That must be the only thing, as Jojo's spinning around there. So let's have a look here and see if we see any more battles on track at the moment. Piero really close up behind Holland now. Piero wanting to make this comeback as best he can to try and get himself back up into the podium positions. So here he goes now down the main straight. Will he look for a move? He's going to take it to the inside of Holland, down the inside into turn 1. Nice and easy there for Piero, and he's now going to have to chase down Toussaint and Mares as well.
So yes, with Adam, he obviously has a lot of time to make up if he even has a chance of getting back into this race. It is pretty much turned into a guaranteed 2-stop for him. As for a few others down the field, though, we have Gregsta and Shanksta really close together for 7th and 8th place. Gregsta kind of just, he's putting in good pace, kind of under the radar there. Shanksta, though, looking to challenge him as the last remaining Williams in this race.
Yeah, we've lost one car at the moment, that is Antelope, and Williams went into the wall, only a virtual safety car, as the Super League, they don't seem to like full safety cars, just a couple of virtual safety cars here and there. It's been pretty clean at the moment, as let's see if Dan Schneider can get close. I don't want to see a backwards POV game. I want to see if Dan Schneider can maybe take it to the inside of Toussaint into turn 1, doesn't go for it there. He's now got who is probably very angry AlphaTauri Cyphernight of Piero gaining on him very quickly.
Shanksta nearly avoiding front wing damage off the back of Gregsta, though.
Cryptech in the chat saying, what happened to Piero? We believe he spun it on one of the inside of the second to last hairpin, we believe. Unless he made contact, we didn't see, but it just looked like it was a spin on the inside, maybe. Maybe he's just lost the car, as now he's on to the back of this battle.
The car, Gregsta almost lost it on that bumpy upwards curve. I mean, this has allowed Shankster to close in massively.
Let's see if Shankster is going to be able to get the move. He's not going to try here through turns 10 and 11. He might try it down into turn 12.
Shankster a lot more confident on the braking than Gregster, though, but Williams just seeming really planted, actually.
Yeah, maybe he's just running a little bit more behind downforce. Maybe he's running his wet setup from earlier. Maybe he just has too much downforce. Oh, there's someone's lost it again. It's Jojo. He's on the grass.
Yeah, I think just getting it wrong through some
it's Piero.
section.
Piero and Dan Schneider. Here they go now. They're going to go wheel to wheel here. Piero went down the inside of Dan Schneider, and he's going to go round the outside there. Just a lot later on the brakes goes Piero, and now he's got one of his championship rivals, Toussaint in the Mercedes now to gain upon. And let's see if
before you who made the move on Thunder to get into 11th. So could be looking for a point for the Red Bull guys if they can keep the pace.
Yeah, let's see if Before You Die can get the move in there. And Shankster still closely behind Gregster at the moment.
You can see definitely just losing a lot of time during this fast S section though. Racing Point just able to get the nose a lot more pointed through these corners, while Shankster's car is just a little bit more, I guess, planted, I guess I said earlier.
Yeah, and we've actually got 39 people watching, so thank you to everyone who's in the chat here following on with this race. It's been a pretty calm one so far, just a couple of little things, but here goes Piero down the inside of Toussaint. Can he get the move done? Is they're both going to go wheel to wheel here, as Piero being extremely quick after he had his spin. He's almost back up into the position he was before. So here goes Piero now. He's going to stick wheel to wheel with Toussaint, and in the end getting the move done on the Mercedes driver, one of his championship rivals, and up he goes back up into the podium position. But as I said before, it's been a pretty calm race so far. A couple of spins from a couple of drivers, a few contacts into turns 1 and 2, and we've had one retirement in this race. That is Antelope, as he lost the carbon before. But Atim and Joe having a battle at the back here, the two drivers that got damage off of the first lap incidents, as Adam managing to get past Joe there up into 14th place as we move back up towards the top of the grid. Dan Schneider still closely behind Toussaint. Holland just sort of slowly coming into the background here in this battle. He's still 2.1 seconds behind. Shankster still closely behind Gregster there. Gregster having a brilliant race so far, up in 7th place. And who we got here? So we've got Wolfie in the chat. Piero turning his anger into Speedy McSpeed, keeping his head down. Loving that, Wolfie. Hello, and Wales Gaming says hello from sunny Spain. And I don't know how Wales Gaming is. We're okay. But I believe you're one of our new weekend league drivers. I believe you signed up yesterday, was it? So nice to see. But at the moment, not much in terms of overtaking. A couple of small battles here and there. Toussaint and Dan Schneider having a little bit of a battle here, and Gregster and Shankster having a battle as well. And Cypher, I believe it's just about to come round now. I think a few more laps and we might start to see some pit stops here from quite a lot of the drivers.
Why are you asking me? Why don't you ask them?
Drivers of London. No, drivers! Are you coming in for a pit stop? I mean, Jojo Power is, because he has just actually come in for a pit stop. Wing change, it is. He has no wing at all. And he comes. Fresh wing on for the Haas. And he's about to get lapped by Duchy and now Mares. As a couple of these guys at the back having a little bit of a battle here. Will we see any overtakes into turn 1?
What is interesting is if one of these guys will decide to pit early for a bit of an undercut, which has proven very effective in the past few races.
So yeah, it might be a strong undercut round here, just especially with how bad the tyre wear is. The undercut might actually be quite strong. We might see a difference in terms of of pit stops from the teams. Definitely none of the teams will want to double stack. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the teams, like for example, Toussaint and Atom could double stack on the same lap. Both Renaults could potentially, because there are 10 seconds, but there's 10 seconds between them both. The Williams would be, Shanks would be okay. He can pit whenever he likes. It's not a decent enough gap, I would say, for the Racing Point team. What about 6 seconds? Don't think that's enough for a double stack. The Alpha Tauris are definitely going to have to consider not a double stack because of how close they are together. Ferrari team definitely will be able to come in for a double stack as well on the same laps. So we're definitely going to have to see a few of the teams here, Cypher pit in 2 different laps at this point, just because of how close together the drivers are. But it looked like someone was looking for a move there, but it's just the lapped car there of Jojo Power getting involved in this little battle here between Dan Schneider and Toussaint, as Dan Schneider looked like he was looking for the move, just didn't go for it there.
Yeah, so Xenati's pace, he had quite a lot to show for it in the earlier stint. Now he's sort of backing off a little bit.
I think those tyres. I was going to say, I think those tyres have just coming towards the end of their life as well. Even though he's on the hards, I think he's just lost all of that speed now within them. Carry on though.
I was going to say, he's catching up a little bit to Don Rajiv, and before you has also started catching up to him, but a little bit further down the field, Adam is caught to the back of Tekker's AI, and Joe just behind him as well.
Oh, Tekker's almost had a bit of contact between Atom and Tekker's. Here goes Atom going, he's going to take it to the outside through the chicanes. Tekker's almost forced into a half spin there on the curb, and Joe going to have to try and find his way past the Renault as well. These 2 drivers coming from the back of the grid as they're both on the first lap. Oh, first of the pit stoppers here. We've got Dan Schneider into the pits for the undercut, and he's going to drop all the way back down into 8th already. That just shows how tight the top drivers are. But here he comes onto the hard set of tyres. Remember, medium to hard. He's actually going to... Oh, no, he didn't serve a penalty. It was just a massive amount of lag. And here goes Shankster for a move round the outside of Gregster. He's going to get the cut back, though. Brilliant move there. Shanks can pull that up. Just can't get it done there. Here he goes. It's going to be Shankster. He's going to try it to the outside through turn 4, and he actually gets the move done. Nice racing there from Gregster and Shankster.
Yes, with Dan being the first one to react, I imagine Toussaint will be in here just as well to try to cover him off. And going on to the hard tires as predicted. So
yeah, I think quite a lot of people will be coming into the pits now for a set of hards. I just did see someone there come into the pits. It was Mares, the first Ferrari into the pits here for the hard tyres. Someone in the chat asking who's got the fastest lap of the race so far. It is Piero. I did have it up on my screen there for you, mate. So Piero with the fastest lap point at the moment.
Oh, here comes Holland and Shankster and Gregster as well.
Yeah, a lot of people in Toussaint into the pits as well. Tons of people who've got a bank of pit stops. Oh, someone's lost it. Who's that there? There's a race. There was a racing point. I thought there was a racing point. I don't know what I'm looking at. There's Thunder into the pits. It's time for one of the Renaults to come in for a set of hard tyres. As a medium to hard in this race.
Mares comes out in front of his teammate. Dan comes out a lot further behind Toussaint.
I say it does actually. That gap between them two was about 5 tenths. Toussaint now actually 1.8 seconds ahead of Dan Schneider now, and technically on a fresher set of tyres. Actually, no, they're both on the same. Ignore me. Let's have a look here. Don Rajib actually close to his teammate now, but he starts in pit as of before you die. Here comes the leader, Play Dutchy,
also,
into the pit lane.
What happened with Shankster? Because now he's far behind Gregster.
I'm not sure. Maybe he just got held up in the pit lane. Let's have a look here. As Piero stays out, so Piero now staying out here as Dutchy into the pits. I think he's going to come out comfortably ahead of. Definitely going to come out comfortably ahead of Mares. And yeah, so Mara's trying to get that slipstream off of that lapped car there. As everyone now mainly coming onto the hard tyres. So before you dive into the pits, the only Red Bull driver in this race. So he comes in for his set of hard tyres as well. What was the pole position time on what tyre? Anyway, World's Gaming, it was on the pole position time was on the intermediates, and it was in the 29s. Was it
38.
38. 30. Am I just being stupid again? Yeah, 38s. It was on.
Was it 38? What's the fastest time here? It's a.
Are you sure it wasn't 29s?
Hang on, I'm checking. Oh, this is a 118. Yeah, it was. It's 128.
Oh, 128. Okay, yeah. So it was on the intermediate times, and it was right about a 128. But aside from that, we can sort of chill back a little bit here, as at the moment, we haven't really got too many drivers close to each other. We've got Shankster gaining a little bit on Joe, Natty gaining actually a bit on the back of Don Rajib now, as he said before. Natty was gaining up to Don Rajib. He gained a lot there at the end of that stint. Those hard tyres obviously just doing Natty a favour, just helping him towards the end of that first stint. Natty able to go a lot longer here, though, Siphonite, into this race. And Toussaint puts in the fastest lap here on the set of hard tyres, as he puts in a 1 minute 18.3. And let's see.
Now behind Joe. Joe hasn't pitted yet.
And so yeah, Joe, one of the early pit stoppers. Here goes Shankster, looking for the move. Well. Don Rajib going to come out pretty much in this battle. He's going to actually come up behind it. He goes Joe around the outside of Shankster. As both of these two now going to go wheel to wheel into the next section. Will someone go a little bit later on the brakes? Oh, there's contact. Just trying to go a little bit later onto the brakes there. Almost turned Shankster into a half spin there. So that was very close. Didn't pick up any wing damage though from what it looked like. No visible wing damage anyway. As the only drivers still yet to two of them have pit, but the two drivers still yet to pit are Natty and Piero. But two drivers who need to come into the pits probably at some point very soon are Joe and Atim. Did someone lose it in? Was that Holland there losing? Oh no, there's just a Haas running slow.
It's still Jojo.
Yeah, it's just a Haas running slow.
Jojo's having a bit of a torrid time actually.
Oh, Mara's just got the jump on Piero, as we suspected there. As Piero, Natty is actually going to come out pretty close behind Piero, actually. Toussaint not far behind him either. This could go down to a few penalties at the end of this race here, in terms of the final positions on the podium. Joe now into the pits, as he's coming off of his medium, medium to hard strategy, even though he started on the softs, came in for that wing damage earlier on, and for the McLaren team, going to put on a set of hard tyres. Another set of mediums, because he's already switched compound. So Joe actually is going to go to the end of the race on these medium tyres.
Mercedes around.
Oh, it's at him. It's at him. He's spun it on the exit of turn 3. Is that?
Oh, virtual safety
and it's brought out a virtual safety car. Interestingly.
Oh, does he have front wing damage?
That might be the reason. If he has front wing, yes, he does. He has quite bad front wing damage, actually. That might be the reason why it's brought out a virtual safety car. There maybe just be some debris on the track that needs to be removed. As
this will promote before you into 11th place.
So yeah, before you be able to get up here. Natty is pitting. This could be really good for Natty. That virtual safety car coming at the right time. Remember, the virtual safety car only knocks off around about half of your normal pit stop time. If you can pretty much extend it out, your pit stop out throughout the whole of the virtual safety car, because everyone will be running at a slower delta pace. Here goes Natty onto a set of mediums, as he did do the hard to medium strategy. So the opposite to everyone else. Still pretty much the same though. He's actually going to come out in 8th place, just ahead of Shankster. And Natty's going to be flying as well, Siphonite, towards the end of this race on those set of medium tyres. As Atim and Thunder both into the pits as well. Atim and Tech is into the pits, for their pit stops.
Yeah, so now pretty much all pit stops have been cycled through. as we expected. Now it's pretty much just a race of, you know, controlling the pace.
I said, let's quickly see, let's have a look through the penalties. 1 penalty for Duchy, 1 penalty for Mahrez, no penalties for Piero, no penalties for Toussaint either. So if them two can get close enough to the front two, they might be able to get themselves on the podium. Dan Schneider, penalty for him. Holland, 2 penalties for him. Gregster, 1 penalty for him. Natty, 1 penalty for him as well. Shankster also has 1 penalty.
Virtual safety car.
And another virtual safety car. 2 penalties for Don Rajib. Who is it for? I wasn't even looking at the map.
For Jojo again.
As Jojo had a bit of an accident again.
I think he's had more
he's got no wing. It's Tokyo Drift. What a drift from Jojo. He's gone in the wall and he's lost his tyre and he's retired the car fully. It was Tokyo Drift for Jojo, but it just didn't end up the way he wanted. He had no wing whatsoever, and that is a virtual safety car for him. And if that car is still there, will we see a full safety car? Will it just be recovered? I think it might just be recovered.
Yeah, we're already back to green, so...
Yeah, but the car is still there at the moment. If we see we can get on board with someone who's come around that section of track... he's disappeared now. Looks like everyone in the chat really wanting a full safety car. They want the race to spice up a little bit at the end here. So we actually have got a bit of a battle here at the moment. Holland, Gregster, and Natty.
I think a few people misjudged the timing of that because, well, Gregster and Holland lost so much time to Natty.
Is that Natty going to be... Go on, carry on, sorry.
I think the 2 of them misjudged when the safety car was ending. Even I didn't know it was going to end that quickly.
Yeah, there goes... yeah, it was quite a quick virtual safety car, actually, even though there was a full car tied into the wall there. But here goes Natty now on Gregster. He's going to look for the move. Gregster defending quite nicely there, putting his car in a really good position. Needs to be careful he doesn't move under the braking zone though, because that is not allowed. No moving under braking. But here goes Natty. He's going to take it to the outside. Bit of contact again between the 2 of them. Gregster runs wide. He comes back onto the track, and Natty, in the end, gets past Gregster, and now he's got Holland Campion to catch up to on those mediums.
Yeah, it's just the pace of the mediums versus the hards. Obviously, Natty has a bit less worn tire. Ooh, he gets a little bit loose. Adam now sets the new fast lap of the race with a 1:17.9. He hit it again.
Someone's saying Jojo complaining in the chat about something. Bonival in the chat, hello. So she says Natty will be fast on the fresh mediums, roughly half a second faster. Yeah, those mediums will be doing Natty a good amount here in terms of his speed, as he's already caught up to Holland already within a second of him. As Shankster now, he's right up behind Gregster as well.
Oh, no, Shankster's spun. Well, that's your commentator's curse with the
there it is. So I was just about to say Shankster getting closer behind Gregster, but nope, he's put it into a half spin on the end and has
I think he has a bit of
front
wing damage because he hit the wall coming back on the track.
He might have nudged it a little bit. No visible damage though to his car.
Be good news for before you. Obviously, Don Rajib got into 8th from that. Natty still closing up to the back of Holland.
So yeah, let's see if... Carry on, sorry.
Sorry, he's going really close to the chicane. Adams setting even more purple times, 1:17.5 now.
And Natty getting really close now, up behind Holland. He might try and look for a move down into turn 12. If you can get a good run through the S's, you can try it down the inside of turn 12. It's quite a high speed to low speed corner, so a good place for the overtaking. Main place though on this track really, turn 1 and turn 3 seem to be the main places here. But let's see if Natty can get the job done, as Holland will not have DRS ahead, but Natty will have the DRS behind. Here he goes. He's got the DRS, he's got the ERS, looks for a move, swerves, into the braking zone. Natty trying to look for a move, can't get it done. Is he going to try it now on Holland? Down into turn 3. Holland's going to run defensive, knows that Natty's not close enough. Holland actually late on the brakes, big lock up, almost gave the position to Natty right there and then.
Yeah, Holland's still able to defend just a little bit. Does he have... Oh, someone's around again.
Lost it again, is he? Adam again round. He's not having a good race today, is he?
Not something we thought we'd see from the person who won the first race and then subsequently the race in Spain as well.
Yeah, Adam winning quite a few races. He got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is weird. I swear he was going at the Delta time. But being a bit careful there, he didn't want to do a... Didn't want to do a quick tech from yesterday where he went flying around the corner with wing damage and went careering into the concrete pillar of the advertising board. And I'm going to keep on saying that quick tech for the entire time we do Hungary, just to annoy you. But here goes Natty now with the DRS as Holland just pulling away on the straight. Holland just seeming to have a little bit more in terms of straight line speed in that McLaren. Maybe he's running at less wings compared to Natty. And Natty not deploying any ERS though, aside from that. Maybe he's just saving it a little bit for towards the end of this race with 10 laps remaining.
Perhaps. I like to think that Holland has just done something completely ridiculous and just put like 3 wings in that McLaren for some reason. Like the strategy is just to get in front and just hold everyone up.
Natty now is going to try and get as close as he can. Runs a little bit deep into the chicane. Gets a good exit though compared to Holland, as now he's going to try and stick with him through these S's. Wants to try and see if he can get a good front run through here. If he can get a good run through this corner. Oh, he's got a bad run though through turn 11, the high speed corner. Really wants to just stay in 6th gear, run it all the way around, almost flat out. And
I forgot to mention that this place is also pretty notorious for overheating the tires as well.
I believe that's mainly what contributes to the high tyre wear, does it? Must do.
A bit. Ooh, that's a phone.
So, someone is ringing you. Important phone call for Cypher Knight. As I don't know whether he's disappeared for good to answer that phone call, but we'll carry on. As he goes, oh no, you're back. As was it Spin Otto by any chance ringing you, asking for everybody to stop spinning out?
I wish. Ah, God.
Oh, it's back to the phone call. There's Natty closely up behind Holland at the moment. Cypher Knight, you can take your call if you want to, don't you? If it's important, take it. Don't let the Super League interrupt your important phone call. But,
it's not a call for me.
Oh, it's a call for someone else.
Yes. They just had to leave a voice message, like a really loud voice message.
Alright then, as here goes Natty now looking for the move. Isn't going to try it there, really trying down into turn 12. He's going to get very close though behind Holland. Just can't get the move done at the moment. These guys staying really close between each other. The front, I have to say, Cypher Knight, it's been pretty calm up front from everyone, really. I mean, I feel like I'm going to do a commentator's curse here, but I mean, play Dutchy, he's had a pretty good race. He's kept it clean, kept it, done. He's pulled off his strategy really nicely, and I think this is going to be a win for him and a win for the AlphaTauri team.
Natty now trying to put a bit of a switch back. Able to, and also Shankster caught it to the back of Don Rajiv, so he'll be fighting for 9th place.
Oh, that was a bit close. Oh, someone's lost it.
No, that's Adam again.
Adam again losing it. What is he doing? Let's be careful he doesn't get in anyone's way. He needs to be careful he doesn't get in the way of this battle as well. Moves out of the way very nicely for this battle actually. And there's a bit of a battle here happening. Who is this? Oh no, it's a lapped car behind him. Oh no, sorry, it's Shankster right behind Don Rajiv. And so these two in a bit of a battle here as well. This is for the lower end of the points.
Yeah, it's mostly been incidents from the same people today.
Yeah, I think I mean, no real major sort of instance in terms of people hitting into each other. Maybe there may be some claims for turn 1 when there was a bit of damage around the place from everyone, but they could just be racing incidents. It is quite sort of... as he goes Natty round the outside. Can he get the move done? Finally on Holland. He's going to hold it there as best he can. As he's going to hold it onto the outside. He's going to stick his nose just in near the rear of that McLaren, try and warrant some space. He can't do that. He goes Shankster and Don Rajiv. Shanks actually managing to get past the Ferrari. Big lock. That was a huge lock-up, though, from Shankster. And,
yeah. He was kind of forgiving there. I thought he'd take a little bit more of the curb that he needed. That's allowed Holland to stay in front of him. He has to be careful. He doesn't have too much of the medium compounds to work with left in this race.
So yeah, he has to do another 6 laps on them. So he can get them. He can get to the end of the stint, but he's going to definitely be struggling towards the end. As are, everyone else really on the who else are on the hard tyres, all the mediums. But. What was I saying before that battle happened? I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. I don't remember now. No, I was saying, there's been the instance for turn 1. It might just be turn 1 is always a hectic one, so it might just be some racing incidents. But here goes Natty again, looking for the move. See if he can get it done this time. He's going to get it done nice and comfortably before turn 1. Holland's going to put up a little bit of a battle this time. As Natty, Holland's going to stick right next to him. Natty, I don't think he'll want to be forgiven this time. He's had the advantage through the first 2 corners. He's going to hold it on the outside of this hairpin. Now on the inside. And finally, Natty getting the move done on Holland. That battle costing him a lot of time, and Holland almost went for a move there.
Yeah, but the gap 14 seconds today, and Snyder ahead of him. So won't be catching Piero. He's still keeping pace with Mara, surprisingly though.
So everyone just seems to be kind of in a balanced sort of pace at the moment. There's only really, as we can see here, drivers that are on different sort of form of strategy. Natty on the 8-lap-old mediums compared to everyone else on the 10, 11, 12-lap-old hards. So it's sort of the only difference in terms of strategy between the drivers. Apart from that, there's drivers outside the top 10 who are also on the mediums, or Tim, who's on the softs, who went for the fastest lap. But
Joe now catching up to the back of Thunder. Obviously Joe pitted again for a new set of tires not too many laps ago, but
so that's been great for Joe in terms of got a bit twitchy there on the car, just unsettled it quite a bit. But just in terms of, he had that wing damage at the start of the race, had to pit, and it's just from then on there's just been nothing to get him back into this race in the form of a full safety car, maybe even a pit stop under the virtual safety car. He's been quite unlucky in that sense. But Atim picking up a 3-second time penalty. Gregster also picking up a 3-second time penalty. But at the moment, Joe just going to stick behind Thunder and might be looking for a move here. He's going to try it through here, probably wait for the main straight, or he might try it down into turn 12 if he can get a good run on the Renault. And been a pretty average race for both Renault drivers. Once again, not picking up too many points, and not picking up any points at all this race. But Thunder doesn't like me calling them the Williams of the Super League, but I feel like they do deserve that name, to be honest.
I never called them the Williams.
No, they don't. Thunder doesn't like me calling them the Williams of the Super League.
Well, of course they're not the Williams of the Super League. Their car is yellow.
Yeah, but in terms of points and performance...
Speaking of which, Shankster and Gregster, once again, battle reignited. Oh, is Gregster actually made contact with the Williams. Don't know if he has a bit of damage. Might have avoided it, but that's Shankster up into 8th place now. This Gregster's kind of falling back on pace. He's not too careful, could fall to the clutches of Don Rajiv as well. Oh, I say that, and Gregster hits the curb up the hill and nearly loses it.
Yeah, could have been bad there for Gregster. Joe still not managing to get the pass on Thunder yet. Not managing to get past that Renault. So he's going to keep on trying as best he can.
But either ways, we won't refer to them as the Williams of this league. They're just another team. They're the team that someone out there is rooting for, secretly.
I might do it just to annoy Thunder. Just to really wind him up. Because he will. See if you can wind him up a little bit. Thunder, if you're listening, mate, you're putting in a Williams performance here. Carry on, sorry.
Which Williams?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say George Russell, because Tekers is the only person with the point, which means he's gonna have to be Robert Kubica as Natty going around the outside if he can get the move done. Oh, sorry, not Natty. When I say Natty, I meant Joe. So I was typing Natty into the computer for the poll. As it goes, Joe getting the move done. Had a bit of a contact with Thunder there. Oh, someone's lost it.
Oh, is that Shankster? Yeah, Shankster. Ooh, Z damage. Shankster's got a problem. He does have front wing damage. Has he?
Oh, he does.
Has he run to the back of a McLaren?
I'm not sure. It did look like there was a bit of an bit of an incident between the McLaren and Williams. Oh, it's someone. Oh, this is just a lapped car moving out the way. I got excited there. I thought there was going to be a safety car.
But with Shankston now, he's got damage, and before you, oh, he's gonna be cool. He nearly hit the pit wall. But with this is gonna put before you in the Red Bull in the top 10. But I was gonna say, he must have had contact with somebody, as Don Rajib is caught to the back of Gregston now for 8th place once again.
As here comes Play Dutchy into the final corners. He's going to come round, go into the penultimate lap of this race.
Maybe he hasn't made contact with someone, but maybe he's hit the curb and hit the wall a bit.
Yeah, maybe it's unsettled his car a little bit in terms of as he's hit the curb. Guys, there's a driver of the day poll in the chat. I've got the position changes up on the screen as well. So if you guys would like to get your polls in, there's all 31 of you, so I expect to see 31 votes in there as well.
Oh, Don Rajib nearly spun it near the second to last hairpin, kind of chased down.
Look at Piero actually. Look at the gap that Piero's brought down to Mares.
Yeah, he's been pushing that car closer and closer to Mares. She has a bit of a fresher tires, so found a few more chances to make some moves here to get a 1-2 for the AlphaTauris. But still a good showing from Mares. Once again, the Ferrari putting in a lot of good work.
Mares doing exceptionally well in this series. He was the Academy League champion last season, and brought a good battle. Him and Pope had a really good battle. He's bringing a good battle here to the AlphaTauris and the Mercedes teams up front. But here he goes. Here goes Piero looking for a move now on Mares. If he can get the move done, he's going to try it to the outside. Piero running very wide on that curb, just to try and get the car hooked in as best he can so he can get the straight line speed into the next DRS zone. Here he goes. Just can't get the move done there. There's a big lockup from him. And this is the final lap of this race. But aside from that, I think we need to just take a little bit out here and speak about this man here who's leading the race at the moment, Play Dutchy. He hasn't put a foot wrong throughout this entire race. He's been pretty quiet in terms of battles and in terms of his strategy, and just in terms of his own race he's been pretty quiet, but keeping it consistent is what he needs to do, and he's putting a good show here. However, not sure in terms of penalties where he is going to finish, because I believe he has 3 seconds to his name. He does he have any more? No. Mares also has 3 seconds to his name. Piero, though, also has 3 seconds.
Around in the second corner.
Oh, Don Rajib, yeah, he has.
But coming across the line, it will be Play Duchy to take the Hungarian Grand Prix. Excellent from him. Here comes Mares and Piero. They slot second and third.
It's Play Duchy. Mares, then Piero. See where Toussaint can come.
Once again, just kind of an average race from him. He will slot in 4th place.
As that comes around and finishes in 4th. Dan Schneider finishes in 5th. Moved down 2 positions when he started. Not great from him, but look at this man here. Personally, for me, he's my driver of the day, even though the chat have gave Play Duchy driver of the day. It's this man here, it's X-Natty. He's going to come up to the line, and he's done an exceptional race, starting from the back of the grid, finishing in 6th place, making that strategy work. That virtual safety car really helped him out as well. Holland finishes in 7th for the McLaren team. Gregster running very slow.
Position to Don Rajib.
He's giving the position to Don Rajib. Don Rajib got the position. Don Rajib dropped outside the points anyway because
of that. Before you,
oh, Joe got 8th.
9th.
Joe got 8th because of for penalties. Thunder just he was 5/10 by Cypher off of a point. Thunder, it's genuinely you can't even say they are the Williams team of the Super League. I don't even care. They are the Williams team of the Super League. That is them. Natty for me, my driver of the day, but in the chat says that it was Play Duchy. So Charles Leclerc, why are you saying that you drive the day? Then everyone votes Duchy. But no, it's a good race from Duchy though, keeping it clean, consistent. And Mares in 2nd, Piero in 3rd. They were mainly the top 3. Also, Piero had a spin, if you remember, Cypher Night, and he's managed to claw back a podium from it, really. So he's done pretty well to do that.
Indeed, a lot of good work from everyone up and down the field. Obviously had a few incidents from select few people today, and Adam just not being anywhere today. Really surprising.
The reason why Joe got 8th, he picked up no penalties in that race. That's what really counts. Got 0 penalties. He actually finished behind his teammate. So not a bad race from Joe to come back into 8th place, get the points after he qualified in 9th. So he actually gained a position, even though he had to pit for wing damage at the beginning. So it's Play Duchy with the win. And it was Toussaint in Mares and Piero. Then Toussaint in 4th. Dan Schneider got 5th. Danny got 6th. Holland got 7th. Joe in 8th. Before he got 9th. Gregster in his Super League debut got the final point. Thunder was only 5/10 off of Gregster. He will be fuming about that. Don Rajib in 12th. Shankster in 13th. Tekker's got 14th. Atim, I don't know what happened to him in this race. He 15th. And then we had the 2 retirees of Georgia Power and Antelope.
Well, that certainly spiced up the ending a bit.
Definitely, it was a very good and to Joe is Joe actually subscriber Prime. They've been subscribed for 2 months, going in 2 months straight. Thanks, Joe, for subscribing as well. Who is that? Someone's asking me a question. When's season 3 of the Weekend League? Bonival, that's a very good question, which I'm going to give you the answer to in just a second. As just try and get up the start time. I'm sure Gav will probably put it in the chat anyway, but yeah, it was a good one there, Cypher. Out very clean between everyone, yeah, it was a pretty standard average race. It was very clean actually in terms of just there was a couple. Everyone just making individual mistakes. Really, it looked like.
I'll have to find the stewards to keep putting VCSs instead of actual safety cars.
Yeah, the Super League doesn't seem to like a full safety car, just virtual safety cars for them. But thank you for joining me once again, mate. It's been another good one in the Super League.
Yeah, indeed.
And yeah,
where are we next week?
I believe it's break week next week.
Really? We have break weeks in this league?
Yeah, I believe we do. Let me have a look. Hang on a minute. Bonnie, well, to answer your question, according to the website, Gav says it will start on the 15th of November. Oh, yeah, Gav's put it in the chat. Yeah, cheers, Gav. In terms of the Super League, bear with me. Championships, F1, Super League.
Yeah,
yes,
yours truly will be in that weekend league.
are you racing? I saw you signed up. How well do you think you're gonna do?
I think I stand a pretty good chance.
Good. I'll be rooting for you up in the commentary box. Let me just have a look calendar. So we've just done Hungary. So the 12th of November. So yes, it is a break week next week, but we are back on the 12th, and that is a break week for all leagues next week. Not the GD Sport, that does carry on every single week. But in terms of F1, it is going to be a break week, and we come back on the 12th of November for the Italian Grand Prix around the lovely Monza.
Can't wait to see everyone deplete their ERS there.
Yeah, and ERS management is a big one around there. As thank you to everyone in the chat. We had like 39 people watching at one point, nearly 40 people. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone already go subscribe to Twitch Prime, as many people have been doing already. RCA and Joe there been subscribed. RCA have been subscribed for 5 months. Joe been subscribed for 2 months there. So cheers guys for that one. To go subscribe over to YouTube as well, as we are moving towards that 2,000 mark. Probably be a while before that happens, but we want to get there as quickly and swiftly as possible. And if you, I don't really know what more to say. I'm trying to think. I saw there was more I wanted to say. Don't think there was. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks to Cypher again, as I said before. And we will see everyone in 2 weeks' time for Monza.
Yep. In the meantime, I'm going on vacation.